Hey, Sunday NFL football. Woo. Hell yeah, I could get used to that.
With thousands of star systems like never before.
He passed for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no. He passed for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. It's for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. Here, now, where would you like to see yards? But we do take another look at Caleb Williams, who he passed for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. Here, now, where would you like to see him take the next step?
Well, I just think constant improvement. I think now he feels like this is his offense. You know what? It helps the coordinator, too, because now you understand, look, I can get him to play from the pocket. Now I can create some things on the move for him. Move in the pocket for him is something. You know, an offensive lineman, and he knows this, big offensive lineman, they don't like quarterbacks that run all over the place. Because they're trying to block guys, and they say, well, where you going? Just stay in the pocket, throw the ball.
You can't hold them forever, can you?
That's right. Don't do it forever.
Those sacks are quarterback's fault a lot of times. This is what I'm saying. Trevor Lawrence. So this guy is 3-1 in London games. A very, very rocky season. They finally got their first win, but you know, how is he going to do that against this really tough Chicago defense today? What do you see as his challenge?
Well, first of all, take care of the football. 11 takeaways by the Chicago Bears defense. That's third in the National Football League. I want to say Trevor Lawrence has done, this year, he's done a really good job of taking care of the football. So I think that's going to be paramount. How about Tank Bigsby, Coach? The running back, he's come up for last week. He probably had his, maybe had his best game. So I think the running game, taking care of the football, don't give them anything cheap. No, don't give Chicago anything cheap. I think that's your best way of winning this football game.
And he's going to have to play very good in situational football. Third down and red zone. This is what the Chicago Bears do. They play well in those facets of the football game. So he's got to be very careful with the ball. And as you mentioned, spread the ball around, run the football. He finally looks like Trevor Lawrence. I mean, we were waiting for a game like this, saying, what's the guy going to do with this? Finally looks good. He was Coach Peterson. He was scratching his head the last couple of weeks. What's wrong with him? He kind of found their way.
Well, and they can go and have these get-right games in London. That's been part of their MO. We should mention Evan Ingram, by the way, tight end, is active today. First game since week 1. All right, Jay?
All right, Hannah, let's stick with the Jacksonville talk with senior NFL insider Adam Schefter. Okay, this hasn't been the season that the Jaguars are hoping for. What do you think about the future of Doug Peterson there as head coach?
Jay, their owner, Shah Khan, has been steadfast in his support of Doug Peterson and has said that he's very happy with the job that he's doing. You also have to take that into account with the fact that if we look back at the history of games played in London, there have been 3 head coaches who have lost games in London only to get fired shortly after the game, including this past week. Robert Saleh gets fired on Tuesday after the Jets lost Sunday. Doug Peterson plays back-to-back games in London the next 2 weeks against the Bears and the Patriots. They're 1-4. Again, it's the type of situation that the owner has high expectations, but the owner has been unwavering in his support for the head coach, despite the history of coaches who've lost in London struggling to keep their job sometimes, with 3 of them having been fired in the last 9 years.
All right, we're going to put a pin in that, and we're going to go to another week, another Devontae Adams update. What's the latest with him?
Well, here's the situation. He's out today against the Pittsburgh Steelers with a hamstring injury. And so the Raiders have been unflinching in their demands. They want a second-round draft pick, they want additional compensation, and they don't want to pay any of the money in Devontae Adams' contract. That has not generated a lot of interest around the league. And so either the Raiders are going to have to give it at some point in time, or he could wind up staying in Las Vegas. Now, here's the part that's interesting, is that Devontae Adams, is a big fan of Aiden O'Connell, their new starting quarterback. And he could be back next week to play. And a lot of people thought we never would see him play in a Raiders uniform again. But if the Raiders can play well today against the Steelers, jumpstart their season, who knows? We could see Devontae Adams play next week, and we could see Oakland operate, the Raiders, opting to hold on to him. We'll see how that plays out.
I did the same thing today. I was right.
Sorry.
I did this all the time. I mean, this is what we're used to for a long time.
I'm going to grind you with push-ups.
Yeah.
We got 5 rookie quarterbacks starting today, including a 3rd overall pick, Drake May, who's going to make his first start of the regular season, first career regular season start. What are we expecting? What are the Patriots expecting from this young fella?
Well, he was their most dynamic quarterback in camp, and I think that they felt like he outplayed Jacoby Brissett, but they were leery about going to a young quarterback early on. They wanted to give Jacoby Brissett time out there, but with Jacoby Brissett struggling to lead this offense, with this team not winning, with this team needing a spark, it decided right now to go with Drake May. Now, a more logical spot would have been to do it last week against Miami. This is a tough spot for Drake May to step into to make his first NFL start against a tough Houston Texans defense. When you spoke to personnel people around the league, they believe that he needed some time to sit on the sideline, grow, watch, improve. The skills and talents are all there and all undeniable. But in a perfect world, he would be sitting and watching rather than playing against a tough Texas defense.
This is not a perfect world. Adam, thank you so much. Going to see him at Countdown at the top of the hour. Let's go back over to him.
And because it's not a perfect world, we live in the world of fantasy.
Yeah.
Field Yates, what are your top 3 fantasy storylines today?
Let's begin in London, and we have a game that kicks off in 30-ish minutes. And let's begin with Caleb Williams, the Bears rookie quarterback, who now has 2 out of his past 3 games with at least.
That's the Caleb storyline today.
Let's begin in London, and we have a game that kicks off in 30-ish minutes. And let's begin with Caleb Williams, the Bears rookie quarterback, who now has 2 out of his past 3 games with at least 17 fantasy points. He was the 6th highest scoring quarterback last week in all of the NFL. It's a great matchup today against the Jaguars. Believe it or not, already 2 games with over 300 passing yards. We are seeing steady growth from Caleb Williams in real life every single week, Hannah, I think the reality for fantasy, that's a interesting way of putting it, is that that could become a top 12 option on a weekly basis if this improvement continues. Now let's go to Dallas. Can the Cowboys get CeeDee Lamb going? I get it. He has had 1 monster week so far this season, but you did not draft him, Hannah, to go 1 for 5 in terms of having monster weeks. It's a great spot today, though. The Cowboys have faced a very difficult schedule out of the chutes. Today, a less difficult matchup against a Lions secondary that is very, very young and has been very, very generous to opposing wide receivers so far this season. If you're banking the CeeDee Lamb breakout, I think today is the beginning of it. This Cowboys team must win against Detroit, or else we talk about that plenty tomorrow. And finally, the Falcons offense, 509 passing yards last week, finds itself in a great spot again today against the Panthers, who've been very generous in their secondary so far this season. Drake London, Darnell Mooney, heck, even Ray McLeod amongst the wide receivers, plus Bijan Robinson, plus Kyle Pitts, all drawn matchups against a Panthers team that is bottom 10 in terms of most fantasy points allowed to opposing wide receivers and tight ends and running backs. If there was ever a day for the entire Falcons offense to feast, this is it.
So everyone,
Just start
all your Falcons. Cousins, top 5 in the NFL completions, passing yards, passing touchdowns.
Last Thursday helped, huh?
Yeah. And all of a sudden he's prime time. So are you. Well, you're almost on time. We'll see you top of the hour. Fantasy football now on ESPN2. Thanks, Field.
Thank you, Hannah.
Coming up, a quarterback showcase in Baltimore today. How Jaden Daniels and the Commanders can continue their surprising start against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And it's been a roller coaster start to the season for Jordan Love and the Packers. While Green Bay's offense may be trending up today and raining at Lambeau Field.
My favorites were just $7 each. That's crazy. Crazy.
Seeing sevens? It's a sign to order from Pizza Hut's $7 deal lovers menu. Welcome to StockX, where we believe in sneakers for everyone. From the greatest rails to the latest trends, every sneaker you want is here. You can trust that every order is StockX verified, backed up by our buyer promise. Shop now at StockX.com. The all-new Nissan Kicks with Bowe's Personal Plus.
So I was dating this guy, Chris, for years. I wanted to buy a house. Chris didn't. Then I realized I don't need to be with someone to buy a house. I can do it on my own.
I'm not alone on this mountain.
Okay.
I've got friends.
That's why you left? Because he didn't want to buy a house?
That's okay.
Hey,
I'll tell you who you are.
I'd like to show you
yeah,
something.
so buy your house.
Easier on Disney Plus.
Drinking and dreaming.
From being scared. You can get very scared. Terrified. Choose carefully with Hulu on Disney Plus.
In fifth grade, I lost my front teeth. I was devastated. After dentures and fixing it, I could smile to anybody. I confidently teach and compete in karate. I'm proud showing people my smile.
It's a dream. And time spent in a Pole Star is the best time to pick that. You deserve 16 lives. Did you know how you feel can be affected by the bacteria in your gut? Try New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites. With a delicious apple and blueberry flavored fruit center and yogurt coating, each bite is infused with added probiotics to help promote a healthy digestive system every day. Plus, they're packaged in individually wrapped pouches for daily digestive support on the go. Look for New Align yogurt-coated probiotic fruit bites online and in the digestive care aisle of your local retailer. Brain Power, helping you buy better. Shop the fall sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Find your new color October 11th through the 21st. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. The world is in constant motion, and you have places to go. Enterprise has more vehicles and locations than anyone, so you can get just the kind of vehicle you need when and where you need. Enterprise, where lives thrive.
How do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season?
You can get your COVID-19 shot
with a COVID
shot if you're due for both. It's recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and book at vaxassist.com.
Fill the bowl yourself. What could go wrong?
Some things are better left to a professional,
It drives so fast.
like when it comes to finding financial advisors. So leave it to Smart Asset to find them for you. Take the free quiz at smartasset.com. Then you'll be matched with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors. To get started, take the Advisor Match quiz now at smartasset.com.
Terrific.
We almost did time. You gotta keep pushing. Start it. I want to get my way. Step back. And then she started. This is where the legends live. We're coming in, hit teams in the face. The basic challenge. Only the best make it this far. All roads led to this. Each team is the WNBA Finals, presented by YouTube TV. Game 2, today on ABC.
Welcome back to SportsCenter. It is Week 6 and Heisman versus Heisman again for Jaden Daniels, his 4th matchup this season against a fellow Heisman Trophy winner, and the Commanders visit Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Daniels has picked up right where he left off in college, leading the NFL in completion percentage, just the 3rd rookie since 1950 to start and win 4 of his team's first 5 games, and there to document it has been Sal Palantonio joining us once again from M&T Bank Stadium. So Sal, what did this young star, this emergent quarterback, tell you last week after the win?
Well, Hannah, good morning. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium. And M&T Bank Stadium has been in existence since 1998. And my cameraman, Ben Finkel, and I have probably covered about 100 games here, but never the Commanders at the Ravens. And the reason is because of this young man. Front page of the Washington Post sports section, singular sensation, Jaden Daniels. And last week I was in Washington, as you know, covering that game. And after the game, I walked with Jaden Daniels from the locker room to the parking lot. And I said to him, what is it that you like about your football team? And he didn't give me a football answer. He said, I like the camaraderie. I like the brotherhood. I like how we stick together and solve problems. And that has been the hallmark of this young man's career thus far with the Washington Commanders. Why they're off to a 4-1 start. He has really been the tone setter, not only on the field, but off the field for this football team. And the bottom line for this team is you're going against Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. It's definitely what I like to call a weight class game, right? The Commanders are going up in weight class, playing against the Ravens. This is a very, very important measuring stick for the young quarterback against a guy who is being measured against all the time.
Now, you have always been a heavyweight in the, not only the journalism, but also the friendship department. And last week, Jay was here, right? And Sal held up, because he holds up the props, a Jaden Daniels jersey. And he said, look what I have for you, Hannah, a Jaden Daniels jersey. And I was like, no, do you really have it for me? Like, are you going to send me that? And yes, look at this. Look what came in the mail from the Commanders. Sal, you are a man of your word, and I appreciate it.
And we have to thank Sean DeBarbieri of the Commanders. And for Jay, I'm not going to disappoint you, Jay. Today, from Patrick Gleason of the Baltimore Ravens, I got you a Lamar Jackson jersey, and we'll get it in the mail up to you, Jay Harris. And by the way, Hannah, congratulations to you, the 2024 recipient of the Pat Summerall Award for your work in philanthropy and broadcasting. You set the standard for all of us, Hannah.
Well, thank you, Sal. Right back at you. I look forward to celebrating that in New Orleans. A lot of football to play before then, though, my friend. Really appreciate you. We'll hear your call tonight with Steve Levy. That is Sal Palantonio. And Jay, you happen to be wearing the purple, and you're getting your Lamar jersey.
I had no idea. I was dressing appropriately this morning.
First of all, Hannah gets a jersey from Jaden Daniels. Oh, right. She shouldn't even ask me. I could have got her one that he wears.
That you got. You're right.
Yes, Sal Pal to get the jersey. Come on, Hannah. I'm sorry, Coach.
Damien, back with us. I mean, you can still do that if you want to.
Stop.
I got kids. All right, Herb, start with you. How do you think Commanders OC Cliff Kingsbury has been trying to attack this Ravens defense?
Well, the thing that Jaden Daniels does very well, he throws the deep ball. And the Ravens defense is going to have to play 8 in the box because they're trying to stop the run game. That has a lot to do with Jaden Daniels, but Jaden Daniels can throw the ball down the field. If these guys play a lot of man-to-man, which they like doing, he's going to test them. That's the one thing he can do. On the run or in the pocket, he can throw the ball vertically down the field.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are going to have, they're going to need a rush plan against this guy right here because we've seen now over these last few games, once this guy escapes the pocket, he is just deadly throwing the ball down the field. I mean, you talked about it, Coach. Ravens, their defense, their pass defense is one of the worst. It's one of the worst in the National Football League, so it's going to get tested today.
Offense, though, pretty good, leading the league in several specific categories. Damien, what are you seeing from this unit?
Well, they're like a runaway freight train on offense, and it's going to do that. We saw that when they committed to Derrick Henry like 3 games ago, that's when this offense really started taking its stride, taking off the offense. That's their identity. Okay, when you think of the Baltimore Ravens, I know we talk about Lamar. He's a, lead, one of the best quarterbacks. But this offense, when they want to really punch him out, they want to dictate the turn. And what better way to do that than hand the ball off to that 250-pound Mack truck in the backfield and Derrick Henry? So the Washington Commanders, Sal talked about step up in weight class. Literally, they're going to be stepping up in weight class because they got to stop that man Derrick Henry in the backfield.
Yeah, and that is a problem. He's a big physical back, and this has helped Lamar Jackson as well because he takes a lot of stress off him, always trying to run the football. And here's the crazy part. Likely he has become the guy that Lamar finds in certain situations.
Again, it's likely, but likely he's the guy who only gets open out of tight end. How about that? Where's Mark Andrews? I don't know. They like likely. Okay, they do. All right. Damien? Yeah. Thank you much. It should be perfect weather conditions in Baltimore for this game. Not so much everywhere else around the league today. And for more on that, here's Good Morning America meteorologist Danny Becker.
Hey, Anna and Jay, let's start across the pond. For the International Series, we're going to Tottenham, England. And lucky Jags and Bears fans, no rain for this London forecast. That's pretty lucky, but there is cloud cover with air temperatures in the low 50s as of kickoff. Back here at home, it's a soggy one in Green Bay. Cardinals and Packers kick off at 1 p.m. Temperatures low 50s, but there is a solid shot for rain. We're a little more sunshine for Chargers at Broncos. In Nashville today, toasty, low 80s for kickoff at 1 p.m. Falcons and Panthers feeling a little more comfortable. 4:25 kickoff in the mid-70s. For the Northeast, gorgeous sunny skies. Commanders at Ravens. For the Texans at Patriots. Gillette looking a little cloudier, low 50s. MetLife tonight, Sunday Night Football, kickoff at 8:20, really comfortable. Clear sky, with temperatures in the upper 60s. But tickets tomorrow for Monday Night Football, front moving through much cooler. It looks like Bills and Jets will kick off feeling like it is in the mid-40s. Santa and Jay, back to you.
Thank you so much. All right, last night I had the pleasure of hosting the NBA Hall of Fame Gala, the iconic NBA Inside Stuff, honored with the Kurt Gowdy Transformative Media Award. They were all there. Ahmad Rashad, of course, Willow Bay hosted the majority of the shows with him, Summer Sanders, Grant Hill, Kristen Ledlow, all part of the celebration. And at the end of our panel, there was a member of the audience who had a question.
We got the squad this year. Neil Rose doing this thing. We got Cat, one of the best point guards in the league. We got defense. What's going to happen this year? And the Knicks are finally win champions in over 50 years.
And of course, my line was, that was the most obvious question ever.
I got to the question. It was a soliloquy in the beginning.
And brought the outfit and everything. As you saw, MJ was there, Magic was there, Larry Bird was there, just the whole NBA family. And Inside Stuff really changed the way that sport is covered. You know, that is how we got to know athletes behind the scenes, you know, what was important to them, and really talk about issues of the day, not just culture and fashion and music, but issues of the day outside of sport.
Yeah, back before they could do it themselves on social media, because there wasn't any social media, we had to wait for Saturday morning to go, ooh, Shaq, and whatever. It was cool.
Yeah, Shaq shattering a backboard and then Mom saying, "Is that all you got?"
Yes, that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
So we both loved being there last night. Now back to football coming up. Dak and the Cowboys had the Lions number over the last decade. Why Dallas is ready to continue their hot streak as an underdog at home today.
It's at the end of the day, every single round. So you fight this is your reward. Part of the fight.
My favorites were just $7 each. That's crazy. Or am I crazy?
Seeing sevens? It's a sign to order from Pizza Hut's $7 deal lovers menu. You call them caramels or caramels? Whatever you call them, caramels.com makes 26 mouth-watering flavors that are the freshest and softest caramels ever produced. Try them for yourself or someone you love. Go today to caramels.com and see for yourself.
That grimy film on your teeth.
Dr. G.
Actually, the buildup of tooth bacteria, which can cause cavities.
Most toothpaste quit working in minutes, but Cresco Health's antibacterial fluoride protects all day.
It stopped cavities before they started.
Crest. Swap the fall sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Find your new color October 11th through the 21st. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Finding a home for us was tough, but our agent Joe just got our needs. Hey Joe! He even clued us in on a local secret, a well-hidden dog park.
When life spells heartburn, how do you spell relief? ROLAIDS.
Rolade's dual-active formula begins to neutralize acid on contact. Rolade spells relief.
What does a robot know about love? It takes a human to translate that leap in our hearts into something we can see and hold. Etsy.
Big balls, man.
This is Belichick. Talk to me.
Double B.
Reese.
What's good with the whiteout?
He's going to get in the end zone, no doubt about that.
My man.
William, answer the phone.
Billy B, my man.
Cam.
How's QB1 looking?
Looking more like QB3. Bryson. Again?
Coach, it's urgent.
Will he score a touchdown?
Yeah. That was easy. Still got it.
Just told him. That's all.
You make the call on Underdog.
It's time for the talking to stop and the
Two pharmacy orders en route for Summit, who loves the outdoors. So our parents use Chewy to save 20% on their first order of flea and tick meds. Delivered fast so Summit never misses a dose or an adventure. For quality meds, For life with pets, there's Chewy.
With bugs, the struggle is real. That's why you need Zevo Traps. Zevo attracts and traps bugs 24/7 using a blue and UV light with no odor and no mess for effortless protection. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Watching this fight live, I can tell my grandkids about this. Riddick, Big Daddy Bowe, the 1988 Olympics. He is the.
This coming is top.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking. Close the door, close the curtains. This is it. And there's the bell to start the round. He misses with that jab. He caught him with a left hook.
Create a backyard that's out of this world. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 gas-powered chainsaw. Real steel. Find yours.
What are you doing?
Yo, Strong, put them on game. We've locked in on prize picks. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players and lock in for the game. Enter a lineup for as little as $5 and get $50 instantly. Plus, you can play in almost every state.
Download the Prize Picks app today. Enter $5 and get $50 instantly with code TEAM. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Oh, you already know, bro.
It was a labor for love last week to get the Packers back on track after throwing his, you like that, Jay?
Good, I like that.
His first ever career pick six. John Bowe rallied the Packers in the second half against the Rams for his first win of the season, and today they host the Cardinals team also pulling off that big comeback win over the Niners. Kyler Murray's making his Lambeau debut against the Packers team that leads the NFL in takeaways. Lindsey Theory joining us from Lambeau Field, where we heard it's going to be rainy today. I can see the tarp on the field behind you, Lindsey. What are his teammates saying, though, about Jordan Love back?
Good morning, and yeah, rain jacket on just in case it starts coming down. As far as what they're saying about Jordan Love being back, teammates are saying comfort is the key word. I spoke with running back Josh Jacobs. I asked him what needs to happen for Love to be able to establish rhythm. Jacobs telling me it's really about getting him comfortable, and there are 2 things that really affect that with the quarterback as he looks to find that rhythm. Jacobs telling me, number 1, he's got a lot on his plate as the quarterback, every single play that he has to manage, and number 2 is about him trying to protect himself. I asked Jacobs what him and his teammates can do in order to help Love kind of jumpstart, get back into that rhythm. Jacobs telling me, well, if ever he's in doubt, I told him all he needs to do is hand me the football. Hannah.
I like that strategy. Love hearing from Josh Jacobs, now a Packer. Packers also have 12 drops this season, as you well know, Lindsey, most in the NFL. So they'll look to rectify that. And Romeo Dobbs will be back to play today after that suspension. Lindsey, we'll talk to you in a bit. Thanks. Jay?
And the Star hoping for a boost from the home cooking today. Home sweet home, we will see. Dallas Cowboys looking for their first home win as the Lions come down as 3.5-point favorites. Dallas has won 6 straight against Detroit. Lions riding the streak of their own. Well, the QB is. Jared Goff completing his last 19 pass attempts. Shy of matching the longest streak in NFL history. Hannah, we have some breaking news.
Okay.
Kimberly Martin joining us from somewhere other than the state of Ohio.
No.
Yes.
Say it ain't so.
It's so. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. I'm not going to ask you how you got out of Ohio because you may need to do it again, Kimberly. We'll keep that secret for you. Dak and his teammates, what are they saying about facing this Lions team, my friend?
Well, Jake, good morning. Hannah, good morning. So, Dak Prescott was asked this week about the supposed Lions curse. The teams that play the Lions end up losing the following week. So, Dak playfully said, well, great news. We have a bye next week. So, we'll get this win today, go on a bye, and we'll figure it out after that. But, Jake, as we pointed out, Dallas has not won here in their last 3 straight games. And, in fact, dating back to the playoffs in the wild card round. So, Dak said, listen, we cannot afford to lose at home. But against this Lions team, he said, we have got to score touchdowns. He said, against an offense that powerful, we have got to get in the end zone. Now, I know, Hannah mentioned their underdogs a little bit earlier. The Cowboys, I can tell you, don't feel like underdogs, though. And looking at the injuries they have, I understand why a lot of people would say so. But if you talk to DB Jordan Lewis, a Detroit native, he said, look, we heard all the naysayers say we couldn't beat the Steelers last week, and guess what we did? We were a gritty team. So naturally, I listed all the Lions' offensive weapons. And what did Lewis tell me? So heard all the naysayers say we couldn't beat the Steelers last week, and guess what we did? We were a gritty. He said they feel like underdogs, though. And looking at the injuries they have, I understand why a lot of people would say so. But if you talk to DB Jordan Lewis, a Detroit native, he said, look, we heard all the naysayers say we couldn't beat the Steelers.
Let's start chipping, sliding protection. What the? You can't.
And even with I listed all the Lions' offensive weapons. And what did Lewis tell me? Hey, even with the injuries, we still have 6 All-Pros on this team. So no, I cannot believe in any talent disparity. And no, I won't buy the narrative that we can't compete with anyone. And guys, he said, beat anyone.
All right. Should be a good one, Kevin Martin. Thank you so much. Back with you and a few on more on the Lions. And
I used to say against great pass rushers, first series you teach, you run the ball. Run the ball. Make them get them to run. Right. Don't let them get into this mode 7-on-7 where they run around and knock quarterback. Okay. Run the ball at them. Make them play run defense.
Who do you exactly suggest should run the ball for the Cowboys?
Well, that's the problem. You said that. This ain't be the Cowboys' problem. They don't have to run the game.
That's good in theory, fellas. We'll talk about the Cowboys' defense, and you heard Kimberly talk about Michael Parsons, who's out for the second straight game. The leading tackler Eric Hendricks isn't there. They have the 23rd rushing defense. And then on the other side, you got Jamal Williams and David Montgomery. How do you see this going down?
Well, I thought last year would be a problem for the Cowboys. He likes to run the field. They played well in Pittsburgh, and they trained for that defense. Kendricks is in the middle of that defense. Has a lot to do with the run game. You just mentioned it. What Lions like to run the football and set up weapons.
And can you answer that question, Karen?
You see, you know how last segment we talked about weight class? The Detroit Lions offensive line is a different weight class than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the best offensive line in the league, in my opinion. This gonna be a hard chore for this Dallas Cowboys defense. I thought that was good.
You kind of
Yeah, pretty good. That's what Lions running the football. Yeah.
John Graham, by the way, said interceptions last year and could make a season debut today. It could be lovely.
He's going to be making a lot of tackles.
They're going to be making a lot of back there. All right, Jay.
all right, Amanda, our sports betting analyst and Golden join us for the EKD top 3, the 3 things you need to know before betting the NFL today. Here's the public liking this weekend.
So the public is really liking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, 78% of the tickets are coming in on them on ESPN Bet. Now, the Saints open as a 2.5-point favorite, and now we see them as a 3.5-point dog, so that's a 6-point swing. Now, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a lot of this comes down to the fact that, they're facing a rookie quarterback in Spencer Rattler, but they've been really good in this spot, 9-2 against the number on the road since the start of last season. But keep in mind, they've only been favored in 2 games to start the season. That was against Washington week 1. They ended up winning that game and covering, and then they were a 6-point favorite against the Denver Broncos, ended up losing that game outright. So this one was a bit of a wonky one. I'm not going to side with the public either way. It's a stay away from me.
Okay, all right, we get the Eagles, Chargers, Lions, and Titans coming off the bye. Which team are you looking to back?
So I'm targeting my Philadelphia Eagles. Looking at the team total, though, from over 26.5 points. Now, I know they only hit over this mark in 1 of 4 games so far this season, but this is a...
It's done. That's where the confidence comes stuff here. Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few. Oh, and this is really going to rub them the wrong way.
Way out there. Choose your calling. Choose to really care. Choose to go for it. Just choose. Recap cards for those who choose to do more than simply move.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. He wasn't ready for that counter punch. Let's talk about Bowe in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what? Next round, you're getting it. You're going to get a kitchen sink.
They ring the bell, and here we go. Off their stools and ready to
Do you
go.
need health coverage because of a recent life change? Healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it's there for Terrence and Jody, who got married and found a health plan that covers both of them. And Sophia, she's having a baby, so she can enroll in a plan that covers the big and little things. And Gary, when he moved, he found a new plan that covers what he needs. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov where millions have found the coverage they need.
Meet my boyfriend, Jake.
What's up, everyone?
What is all over your feet?
They're flowers. I study botany.
Resting dad face back there likes plants too.
Grab some pruners. Let's prune.
Welcome to StockX, your favorite app to shop sneakers and streetwear. From the greatest rails to the latest trends, everything you need is here. Our real-time marketplace gives you access to the hottest brands, allowing you to easily level up your style in just a few taps. Plus, you can trust that every order is StockX verified, backed up by a buyer promise. See what millions